What's up, everybody? My name's Ty. This is Austin, and we are excited because it is Sonic 3 week, and we're just a few days away from Sonic 3 coming out where we can all see it and enjoy it. But some lucky folks have already got to see it, and the reviews are coming out, and they are really good, Austin. So we are going to dive into some of these reviews. We're going to talk about a post-credit scene that allegedly is pretty incredible. We're going to talk about the future of Sonic and the franchise, and we're going to talk about some potential theories coming out. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Austin, to read some of these reviews.
Yeah, Ty, thanks. So these are honestly, these reviews got me pretty excited. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there's some really, it's pretty unanimous saying this movie is going to be the best yet, is the best video game adaptation. And so I'm looking forward to this movie just as much as the rest of us. So right here, Washington Post, they say Sonic 3 rules. It's the closest Hollywood has made to a Dragon Ball movie. There was plenty for a longtime fan to clap and cheer for, which I did in mostly an empty theater. This was a hilarious story. So right there, and the fact that they're saying this is like the closest thing you can get to a Dragon Ball movie, honestly makes me think that Sonic's going to go complete, Super Saiyan Sonic on us, and probably have an awesome battle with Shadow at the end of this movie, just like at the end of Sonic Adventure 2. So I'm pretty excited about that. We also got another one, Rachel Lazeman from the Mary Sue. She said, Sonic Movie 3 begs the question, what if Ben Schwartz made me cry as a blue guy who has to go fast? Just as action-packed and as fun as the first two films, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 really ups the ante and reminds me why we love these movies. Go Team Sonic. And then lastly, there is one right here that said, it's not often that each movie gets better in a trilogy, but Sonic Movie 3 is the best of the bunch. There's action-packed goofiness, plenty thanks to Jim Carrey pulling a double duty, but what I didn't expect was a surprisingly moving performance from Keanu Reeves and a third act that might make Sonic fans a little weepy-eyed. Also, there are two big post-credit scenes, so avoid spoilers. It's clear Jeff Fowler and crew have a great affinity for the blue blur, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon. So what do you think of those reviews? Because that really tells us right there that Sonic 3 is not the end. There's going to be a long future for these Sonic movies. They're getting better and better. And I'm really excited just to be along for the ride as a longtime Sonic fan.
Yeah, so obviously I played a lot of Sonic video games, as did you growing up. I watched Sonic growing up. My sons are now playing video games and watching Sonic. We are super excited for this. To hear these reviews, man, it just makes my heart happy because we have a franchise that's getting it right. And in a time where other franchises are not getting it right. So this is just a breath of fresh air to see that that Sonic is doing it right. And we all knew that Keanu Reeves is mega talented in everything that he does. It's really fun to get him as a voice actor, and I think they nailed it with him playing Shadow. So I'm really excited about that. And we know that Jim Carrey, anytime that he's involved, he's going to bring his just incredible character to life, and in this case, two characters to life. So we get double Jim Carrey, and I'm just so happy that he returned for the third installment. I hope that he continues to come back if it makes sense for the series. I am super interested to see these post-credit scenes because apparently one of them is going to pay off in a big way for the future of the franchise.
Yeah, really, it's anybody's guess at this point who hasn't seen the movie what these post-credit scenes are going to be. My guess would be if we're getting past this Shadow story, I would think that Shadow is going to continue in the story past this movie. I don't really know what in capacity, but it is Shadow. It is Keanu Reeves. If this is based off of Sonic Adventure 2, then we will get a big battle at the end between Shadow and Sonic, and they'll probably end up teaming up to go against the larger threat that the Robotniks create. So I'm really interested to see how faithful that is. I would imagine it's close because the trailers do show Maria and Gerald Robotnik and some of those storylines we got from the game. And so I don't think Shadow's going anywhere, but I do think that this post-credit scene is probably going to set up a future villain or a character from the Sonic franchise we haven't seen yet. So my money would be on Metal Sonic. I think Metal Sonic would be the next best villain to go off of, or Chaos. So having Chaos come and pretty much just dominate. They could open up a portal or something and Chaos comes through, because you do see in the trailer the Chows like on stage, like dancing around and stuff, and they're very connected to Chaos. And so I think there's some hints there, especially with the Master Emerald and Knuckles' planet and that kind of thing. And so Metal Sonic or Chaos, I think, is what we're going to get. Or we're going to set up some future heroes. So we could get Amy, we could get Big the Cat. Again, those are kind of my guesses, but I would assume that Robotnik probably has a contingency plan outside of Shadow, and it's probably Metal Sonic. So what do you think?
Yeah, so I definitely agree with you. I think they're going to try to do a very close adaptation of Sonic Adventures. I personally think, and look, y'all, we haven't seen this, so don't get mad at me if I guess this correctly. I personally think that Shadow is gonna die, like in the third act. That's what I think. He's gonna tragically lose his life against the bigger threat when him and Sonic are combined, and then Sonic's gonna have to overcome even more insurmountable odds and take out this massive force. Or they're gonna take it out, and in the process of taking it out, I think Shadow's gonna go down. But what I think is going to happen is in the post-credit scene, one of them is Shadow's still alive, obviously, number one. And then in the number two, we're going to get an introduction to the next big bad is my guess. So I think they're going to pay off a lot in those two post-credit scenes. That's just my guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think whatever it is, the Sonic franchise is not going anywhere. I think this franchise could go on for several more movies. We could get, 3 more Sonics after this with all the material the Sonic franchise has. Sonic has seen a resurgence over the years in a lot of ways, just like Mario with the Mario movie. And I think kids all over the world love Sonic. New games are constantly coming out. New Netflix shows are constantly coming out. Sonic is prime for the taking. No pun intended with Sonic Prime, the show on Netflix. But Sonic,
Great
like
show.
seriously, yeah, it is a great show. But I seriously think that like they could introduce all the avenues. They could get every character in. Like I said, Amy, Big the Cat, Rouge the Bat, Cream the Bunny. We get the Sonic Rider characters. We could get just every single bit of the Sonic franchise milked. I don't know if Jim Carrey's going to continue down this route. He said he was doing it for the money because he needed it. So, but everybody loves Jim Carrey, and just hearing the interviews with the actors, they're just raving about Jim Carrey and saying how great his performance is. And I think with him playing these two characters, you see the trailer where he peeks his head around the corner and his grandpa's in the Santa costume. It just reminds me of Grinch, just the way he like runs and jumps on him and everything. And he plays a lot of the same goofy, wacky character types, but it fits perfectly for Dr. Robotnik. So where do you think this franchise is going to go over the next couple of years?
Well, I mean, we've already seen spin-off shows with Knuckles. This is the third installment of movies. I think we're going to get a whole universe. We're going to have spin-off shows. We're going to continue the movies. This thing is not going anywhere anytime soon, especially once they see that this is probably going to be $1 billion movie, is my guess. Like, I think it could actually hit that. I think it's going to be that big. And then they're just going to keep on going. I mean, they're getting better and better every single one. So when you have that as the case and people can't get enough of it, they're gonna continue to use those stories that we know and love. So I'm really, really excited. So with that, let us know in the comments what you think. Like, subscribe to this channel so you can hear more about our Sonic Talks. We're gonna have a review coming out probably on Friday of this week, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, have a good one, folks.
See ya.